Let me look at another game. Let me look at Lost Ark. Oh. Hey. Well, it's better than it was in August, I guess, right? In August of 2023, it's gotten a little bit better. Let's see how the botting is. No, bro, there's bots. How can you tell bots? So this is the way that you can tell bots in games. Okay, so we're gonna pick 5 different games. We're gonna pick 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually a Chinese game. It's hard to tell. I don't want to pick a Chinese game. We're gonna pick 4, and then we'll do 5. Okay? So if you look at every single one of these graphs, you will see the differential between the peaks and valleys of whether the game is popular or not. This is really, really fucking weird. I don't think you can really tell that one. How about PUBG? So you can see the peaks and valley. The differential is about plus 50%, right? Where at its lowest, it is about half of its highest. So that is the average player behavior, that the fluctuation is about double. So that means that if you want to figure out how many bots you have in the game, you just simply apply that same logical formula to another game. So how many bots do you have in Lost Ark? Well, let's apply the formula. So we look at 36,000 plus 53,000. Well, what's 36 plus 53? Or minus 53? It's, is it 17, right? I'm pretty sure it's 17. And so, is that 17? Yes, 17, right? Okay. So 17,000. So you multiply 17,000 by 2. So that's 34,000. So the actual amount of active players, if you assume a 50% differential between the highest and the lowest peak of player base, would mean that at any given time, half of the active players are playing, and at the most active time, 100% of the active players are playing. And if you apply that, that means that 17,000 people would be that differential mark. And that means that there are only about 34,000 actual legitimate real players and not 44,000. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's really simple to understand. That's incorrect. No, it's not. No, it's not. Explain. No, if game is very popular on different time zones. Why do you think I didn't show the Chinese game? I already accounted for that. I'm very good at dealing with like graphs and numbers and shit like that. I love doing this. And so of course you have to understand, in order to understand how to manipulate a graph, you have to understand how to use it. Do you not think it's better to compare MMOs to MMOs? Because usually those games are more of a no-life game. So comparing MMOs to MMOs. Great idea. Let's do that. It's about the same. You're looking at a differential of about 8,000. You're looking at about 23,000 versus 15,000. So that's going to be a difference of 8,000. You multiply that by 2. That's going to be 16,000 average players. And it's at 21,000. That's relatively accurate. Also, BDO is way more grindy than New World is. Like, I would not think it's fair to compare player behavior in BDO versus player behavior in New World. Within the margin, yes, it is. BDO probably not worth botting. Oh, I don't know. So that's the reason. I do think Lost Ark is a dying game. The reason why it's a dying game is because, let me tell you guys why I don't play Lost Ark. The reason why I don't play Lost Ark is because I never feel like the things that I accomplished in the game will have any sort of lasting value or meaningful impact. Like, I don't ever feel like, I really want to do this thing in Lost Ark, because if I do this thing in Lost Ark, then I'm going to be ahead, because they always bring up catch-up content, and the catch-up content will invalidate what I've currently accomplished. That's every MMO? That's every MMO. Yes and no. There are things that people accomplished in BDO that still have value that are over a year old. And look at OSRS. Look at Classic WoW. Lost Ark is way worse. And I think that Lost Ark, it's not that Lost Ark, or doing that is a bad thing. It's just that Lost Ark does it too much, and I don't find it worth farming for. That's really what it comes down to. So yes, that's generally what my perspective of this is. And I think that, again, these games are kind of like, you could say dying, right? I think that they are declining in popularity in a tremendous way.